the back of the shirt. So, where do I begin? It's been a rough week as a yoga teacher, Kristen. It's been a long week, and I've had all kinds of ridiculous bad luck situations happen. But I've been making it through. I taught my 3 classes today, and that was something we can now see we did. I have an open mic night in a few minutes, but I wanted to, I guess, touch base and say a little bit on what I've learned, or my progress up till now in the hot series. I know that I'm a hot yoga teacher. So the practice is extremely meditative, and I think that part of the meditation was just being able to understand that it was meditative. That process takes a while, and it takes as long as it takes. I think that one of the biggest meditation lessons, or one of the biggest key takeaways from that meditation, was I can now look at myself. So in the studio, there are mirrors along 3 out of 4 walls, and so when you're standing there and you're doing your postures and stuff, it's very, very jarring, or it was for me at first. It was very jarring to stand and like deliver postures and see myself wobble, see myself look strange, see myself and just not really recognize. I felt like a beta fish, like attacking the fishbowl, because I wasn't used to, like, okay, it's me, and I'm gonna move, and I don't know what it was or why, but you know, that was something that was, I knew to be very problematic and very difficult for me to, I guess, deal with or cope with, so to speak, during the practices that were part of my hot yoga teacher training. So I had never taken a hot yoga class, you know, the 26 and 2, until I started my training. So having that kind of abrupt realization was an essential part, I think, of my journey, but nevertheless, it was a big surprise. So staring at yourself, sweaty and confused and lost and way out of the element that you thought you were good at. So I thought, I was walking in, I was like, I'm hot shit, I can do yoga things. I get to my first hot yoga class and I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing here? This is awful. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is crazy. Like, what is this? This isn't anything close to like what I like recognize, or sorry, there's like a window there. What I know to be yoga. So it turns out that was exactly what I needed. What I needed in terms of personally, and then what I needed as far as what was an essential component in my yoga experience. But I'll never forget staring at myself. It took me a good few weeks to get, and even now I think I'm comfortable, because I'm even making this video without being super like weird about eye contact. I still can't really quite master it yet. The idea like watching myself and then like monitoring my, I guess, actions, that aspect of mindfulness. So yeah, that very, you know, in your face, like look at yourself thing. It was very much a lesson in acceptance, to say the least. I didn't know how to feel about the way that I looked. I didn't know how to, like, quite literally, it wasn't that like, oh, I look bad, or oh, I look good. I'm like, oh my god, like that's me in there. Like that's who I am. That's what I am. And in hot yoga, like I started out by wearing t-shirts, and now I like never wear t-shirts to take it, because screw t-shirts. They're sweaty, they're disgusting, they just get all stuck to you in your face and can't do anything. It's not even like a matter of looks. Like, I don't care if I match or what I'm doing, but if I have something that's gonna be flopping and sticking in my face, I'm like, no, it's 100 and something degrees, it's hot, I need less on me. And I think that that's part of the interesting aspect of the meditation, is looking at your muscles when they twitch, or looking at the places where you have fat versus muscle, or like the proportions. Like, I never really realized how short my waist was until I started wearing like sports bra all the time. And I started seeing all the other like tall people, and I'm like, hey, we're different. And the more that I was able to like stand there half clothed or whatever, next to someone who is very long waisted and has this like, you know, super interesting and really great build, and like proportionally looks better, where I'm like, you know what, I'm me, and that's that, and that's you, and we're just people. And I had this very different, very calm sense of like, you know, not necessarily acceptance of like what I am or not, non-acceptance, but just awareness of like, this is always going to be me. You know, everything that I am is going to be me, and will only ever experience as me, and that's the deal. So I do credit hot yoga for that specifically, because in not regular yoga, but the non-heated one where you can tolerate a t-shirt or like a crop top or something, you know, it's a very different, there's different strengths and different things that I've learned and takeaways. But today in particular, I was like, I've been teaching with my glasses, which is weird, and I'm not used to this style of glasses yet, and yeah, I was like, oh my god, that's me. Like, and I felt like a beta fish again, and then, but I was able to quickly like overcome that feeling of like weird anxiety, and so yeah, it's not quite anxiety, but it's strange. So, on that note, I am going to hopefully get used to, not hopefully, I will get used to talking to cameras and being in front of people and performing, because today I have open mic night and I want to be a rock star. So that's what's going to happen, and yep, I haven't posted in a while, so this is my post, and I hope that this helped. If you have any questions on my perspective on hot yoga, see ya.